What is up, you beautiful buggers? Welcome to Budget Cars and Bikes. Welcome back to all our subscribers as well. Your continued support is greatly appreciated. Now, you may ask yourself, what the hell's going on here? Let me explain. Firstly, let me start off by apologising for the state of the garden area. It's the middle of February, it's just gone Valentine's Day. It is an absolute shit show out here, as it always is just before spring and everything kind of blossoms into life. This is actually a glorious area in the summertime, but in the winter it's a bloody hellhole. Anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about another Multistrada 1260s. What the hell's going on? Right, well, let me explain. As I said, I decided to put a shout out on to the forum for the Multistrada 1260, or the Multistrada just generally speaking, to see if there was one out there over the winter months. I got bored, I was recovering from surgery, I wasn't feeling very good, just generally speaking. You know what it's like, you get itchy, you want to buy something, you want to do something to excite your life, as it were. And this lovely guy called Neil from up north somewhere got hold of me and said, look, I've got one. I did actually specify I wanted low miles, because as you know from the last 1260, I was freaked out by the fact that I couldn't sell it, but I loved the bike. So I said I wanted something 20,000 or miles less, as in sub 20,000 miles. And he said, look, I've got a beautiful bike, but it's 28,000 miles, but it's cheap. And I thought, okay, let's have a little look at it. And there's a couple of things I didn't like, primarily the mileage, of course, but I decided to take a chance on it. And why would I take a chance on it after all the buggery that we got from the last 1260, which had nearly 39,000 miles on, and I only got $7,000 for it? Well, this is a 2019. It's a 1260s again. It comes with full luggage again, but it comes with the crash bars. It's got loads and loads of little extras as well, including a full Ducati sat nav system integrated into the bike itself. It's got a little, I'll just show you quickly. It's got a little bracket up here, and it's kind of hardwired in, so you just kind of clip it in. It's an electrical connector there, and off you go. So, you know, that's 600 quid. Apparently, it's got a factory fitted TPMS for your tyre pressure monitoring and all that kind of stuff, which apparently was 500 quid, which seems a bit excessive to me. But it's also got some of these crappy decals. I don't particularly like them. I've seen them on eBay. My plan was to get those off. I actually quite like these, and even that, there's some of those on the luggage as well, which, as I said, is a full set as well, including the massive top box, which, as you know already, if you've been subscribed for a while, I hate top boxes. So anyway, I digress. Why did I buy it? Even though I said I wanted a sub 20,000 one, I bought it because it was £7,000. I mean, yes, you heard me right. It was £7,000 for a 2019 with 28,000 miles, full luggage, £1,000's worth of extras at minimum, and it's in stunning condition, as you can see, with these beautiful gold wheels. And it's just, you know, it's even got the fender extender. There's so many extras on here, it's a joke. And it's got full service history, as you would expect as well. So I thought, well, hell, why not? And it came. There was a load of buggery going on with the courier guys. They were supposed to pick it up on the Tuesday. They didn't turn up. They were supposed to deliver it the following Monday. They didn't turn up. It was just a bloody nightmare. I mean, if you've ever used Shipley, don't use those cheap Romanian guys that move furniture alongside your 10 grand bike. It is a bloody disaster. I'll stick a picture in here so you can see what they stuck this beautiful bike next to. So yeah, my bike sat next to a wardrobe coming like 300 miles, and yeah, not great. But it was cheap. You know, it was 200 quid to get it delivered. So yeah, you take your chances and all that kind of nonsense. I don't think I'd do it again on an expensive bike though. Anyway, again, I digress. And here it is, the £7,000 2019 1260s with full luggage. I gotta say, you've got to know what these are worth. I mean, even though my last one was only worth £7,000 because it was middle of summer, wrong time to sell it, etc, etc, high mileage. This being a year newer, 10,000 miles less, and having all these extras on as well, I've just done a deal. I mean, I didn't buy this to keep it necessarily. Well, I kind of did, and then I thought, no, there's so much money I could get out of this bike, and I've already had a Multistrada 1260, so I know what they're like. I've ridden the hell out of the last one, you know, and I want to get rid of this before it tips over 30,000 miles, because in my experience, once it goes above 30,000 miles, you're buggered. It just drops in value like a stone. So I have done a deal with a dealer. Oddly enough, I don't normally buy my bikes from dealers, but I've done a deal with a dealer on a new bike which is coming to the channel, which is extraordinarily special and by no means budget, and they've given me £8,700 Part X for this against a £10,500 bike. I don't think you can argue with that, can you? I mean, ultimately it'll mean that bike then owes me £9,000, which, you know, again, a £10,500 bike for £9,000. You can't pass up an offer like that, can you? I'm not getting any younger. I want to get the best bikes I can while I'm still able to ride and enjoy them and experience them. And when I give up, that's fine. I'll chop in whatever bike I've got and I'll continue reviewing bikes on the channel, but I may not ride quite so much. We'll have a little look around the bike as well. I did buy a MotoGP exhaust. I'm doing a video on that. It may already be on the channel. If not, if it is, I'll stick it in a link up here. If not, it's coming in. This bike literally hasn't turned a wheel in my ownership, and it hasn't moved in 2 months since it arrived. I've just taken the battery off because I went to start it. Nada. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Even though it's been on a battery tender. Slightly concerned about that, I have to say. So I've got the battery on charge in the kitchen at the moment. I'm hoping that's not going to be a drama, and that's why this bike was £7,000. I will keep you updated though. Usual stuff. I mean, it's in extraordinarily nice condition all the way round. It's got that little foot extender there as well. I mean, this has been outside for 2 months, and look at that compared to how the rear sprocket looked on the Ducati Multistrada we had before and how that rotted in 6 weeks. Although I have absolutely caked this in ACF 50, as you imagine I would do, and it seems to have worked really, really well. Apart from just inside here, there's a little bit of rust, but again, tiny bit of sandpaper, that's gone. But beautiful bike. I actually bought, as I said, the MotoGP can and or GR Moto, sorry, should I say, and I also bought a screen, but I've sold the screen because I'm not keeping the bike. It's also got these Evotech handguards here as well, which are really nice, but was a nightmare to get through that tiny little gap, so I'm gonna have to get these off to get the bike back out. And some little rubbery things here as well, as in for the hand grips, grip puppies I think they're called. But anyway, I mean, this isn't a review necessarily on the 1260s. We're not going to go and ride it. There's not much I can tell you about it that you don't already know if you watched my reviews on the last red one we did. It's a beautiful bike. It's a stunning ride. I just love them to death. But I didn't really necessarily buy this one to keep it, although I'd love to. I know what's going to happen. If I keep this and do a couple of tours on it, it's going to go above 30,000 miles, and then it's only going to be worth the £7,000 I paid for it. If I chop it in now, I'll get 1,700 quid more against a Part X, and you've got to agree that is a stunning deal. Right, that is it, guys. There's not much else to say. That is just a quick update to what's happening on the channel, what's happening with me, what's happened over the last few weeks. As many of you may know, I've been in for some quite intensive and invasive surgery, so I'm still kind of suffering with that. I haven't been out on a bike since the summer because, you know, I've not been well. I'm feeling a little bit better, but I'm still not able to walk very much, and I'm not able to go to the gym, and I'm not able to ride a bike, and it's a bloody nightmare, and I hate it. But this has cheered me up no end. If you do like this kind of content, if you like your bikes and your cars, camper van conversions, consider subscribing. That would really, really help me out. We're so close to 10,000 subscribers now. It's just mind-blowing. But as I said, this isn't a review necessarily. It's just an update of what's happening. Talking about what's happening, there is the mighty GSX 1400 as well. That is still a project that's ongoing. We've got the brake calipers back from Powerhouse now. They've got to be fitted. The whole system's got to be bled, and then I've got to give it a good clean up, and that will be going out the door as well, because this new bike is going to fit in straight over there. That is all up and coming on the channel though, as is the review for the GR Moto exhaust for the Multistrada 1260. As I said, if you like this kind of content, consider subscribing. Please give the video a like, a share and a thumbs up. We'll be back in a couple of weeks, and I should be in a position to let you know exactly what's coming to the channel. All right guys, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll catch up soon.